Tonight on the Rockbridge Report.
The Nelson Street Bridge is open, but city officials say some sections of parking won't be reopened.
Rockbridge's non-emergency call center went down on Monday, but plans are already in place for a new communication system for the county as well as Buena Vista and Lexington.
The holiday season has started around the country. Find out what Rockbridge residents are doing to prepare and how you can protect yourself from holiday crimes. Next on the Rockbridge Report.
Welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Athena's Howell.
And I'm Laura Lindsay Tatum.
The Michael O'Hare homicide trial is underway in Buena Vista this afternoon. Jury selection began early this morning and the trial opened around 1:20 this afternoon. It's Buena Vista's first murder trial in 30 years. Michael O'Hare is on trial on charges of stabbing and killing his mother-in-law in May. O'Hare also faces a malicious wounding charge. At a hearing November 15th, a judge ruled that the prosecutor may play the 911 tape from the night of the incident for the jury.
A Buena Vista clergyman is facing additional charges of misconduct with children. Pastor Larry Clark of the Pentecostal Outreach Church was re-arrested, charged this time with 4 counts of taking indecent liberties with a child and 2 counts of endangering a child. He was initially arrested in November on 2 counts of taking indecent liberties with a child and 1 count of cruelly treating or beating a child. He was released on a $7,500 bond on those charges. This time he was released on a $25,000 bond. He has a court appearance scheduled December 9th.
In Lexington's Thompson's Knoll is starting to look like the housing development that planners were hoping for. Rockbridge Area Habitat for Humanity has nearly finished 1 home and 2 main roads now wind through the area. Developers intend to target low to moderate income buyers with up to 20 energy efficient, environmentally friendly homes. The city has advertised the project for months. Public money for it came from grants. The city is still accepting applications from buyers who meet income guidelines. The number to call is 540-462-6313.
3 Washington and Lee students are recovering in area hospitals today after a fatal car accident on Turkey Hill Road. A Chevy Tahoe carrying 11 students ran off the road after a party in the county early Tuesday morning. Senior Kelsey Durkin died in the crash. WNL held a candlelight vigil in her memory that evening. Today, 2 of the hospitalized students are in good condition and 1 is in fair condition. Driver Nick Hansel has been charged with driving under the influence and refusing to be tested for alcohol and drugs. He was released Wednesday on a $5,000 secure bond. State police are investigating whether additional charges will be filed against Hansel.
Schools across Virginia earned sharply lower scores on last year's standards of learning tests, but local educators aren't panicking. The Virginia Department of Education says it made the most recent test more difficult, so lower scores were expected. Margaret Volsky has the story.
Lexington and Rockbridge County schools are seeing students' scores on the Virginia Standards of Learning tests dropping, but they aren't panicking.
The SOL tests are new this past spring that our students took, and they're harder and they have a lot more rigor with them, so the tests were a little more difficult.
SOL tests are administered annually to students in grades 3rd through 8th in schools throughout Virginia. According to the Virginia Department of Education, the SOL tests are becoming more challenging to help better prepare students to compete in today's global economy. Teachers in the Rockbridge area are responding to these changes.
Teachers are working on making sure what we teach in the school is aligned with what the test is asking students to do.
3rd grade students at Central Elementary earned almost 40 percentage points lower scores in math on the 2012-2013 SOL test. Even with the more difficult tests, scores in science and English were at a 5-year high. At Perry McClure Middle School in Buena Vista, scores dropped in every subject in the 2012-2013 test. Parker says parents also understand the challenges of the test.
Parents understand that we had new testing requirements coming, and parents are beginning to understand the rigor and the amount of instruction that the students need to be able to pass the SOL test.
3rd grade scores also dropped at Waddell Elementary in Lexington. In all 4 subjects, students' scores dropped significantly in the 2012-2013 test. 1st grade teacher Janice Bergers says the administration understood the drop.
I don't think that they were concerned that we were doing we weren't doing our jobs or that the children were somehow lacking. It just, again, it's a sort of a matter of fact. This is the reality, so here's what we need to do to improve what we're doing.
At Central, preparations for the 2013-2014 exam will conclude with an intensive seminar in the spring.
Right before the SOLs happen in the early spring, we have what's called an SOL Academy, where students stay after school, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students, to get extra help with the skills and the just different information they need to know for the SOL test. It's just a quick refresher course, and we call it our SOL Academy.
Administrators and teachers at Central and Waddell are hoping to see score improvements as students become more familiar with the new SOL tests. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Margaret Volsky.
The Nelson Street Bridge is open again, but some parking spaces along Washington Street will not be coming back. City officials say they won't restore parking spaces west of Lee Street that were eliminated when traffic was routed onto Washington Street during the bridge construction. They also aren't planning to put back some spaces east of Randolph Street. City Manager John Elistad says eliminating the spaces makes both streets safer for pedestrians.
The December 18th auction for the 1,600-acre Natural Bridge property is off. Agents for the seller say they have reached a tentative agreement with a nonprofit conservation organization to purchase the property. If the sale goes through, the buyer plans to work with local conservationists to make Natural Bridge a state park. Rockbridge County Administrator Spencer Suter says he thinks the purchase will benefit the county.
All 3 Rockbridge area governments have given their okay to the next step in installing a new radio communication system for emergency workers. Frank Diaz has the story.
The Rockbridge Regional Dispatch Center will begin talks with Harris Communications of Lynchburg on the cost and features of the new system. Officials picked Harris from among the 3 firms that submitted proposals. Dispatch Center Executive Director Craig Sheets says upgrading the current system will help rid it of problems that include gaps in broadcast coverage. He says areas of Buena Vista are among those most affected.
The radio system will improve the fire and EMS safety as well as the law enforcement officer safety because they'll be able to talk back to us and better. We have a very small amount of coverage within the region, and it is spotty. It's an antiquated system, and with the increasing sites, the increasing coverage, it increased both their response capabilities and their safety.
Buena Vista City Manager Jay Scudder told his city council recently that the project is expected to cost between $8.2 million and $10.6 million. Buena Vista, Lexington, and Rockbridge County have agreed to split that cost equally. Residents got an example of the current system's problems early this week. The communications center had problems with its non-emergency phone lines. For a couple of hours, it had to ask residents to call 911 directly for non-emergency matters. Sheets says companies who submitted proposals for a new system were ranked on design and long-term maintenance costs. The 3 localities hope to have a contract signed by the end of the year. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Frank Diaz.
The non-emergency call numbers were back online after being down for almost 3 hours on Monday.
Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, we'll take a look at the weather this weekend and how it could dampen spirits at Lexington's Christmas parade.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. they have the time.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course! This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
The annual Lexington Christmas Parade is slated for tomorrow evening at 5:30 on South Main Street. The parade runs from Houston Street down to East Henry Street and includes more than 20 floats, a dozen fire squads, horses, bands, and of course Santa. The theme of this year's parade is Jewel of the Shenandoah and Emerald Christmas, but the star of the show may end up being the strong chance of rain that could cancel the parade. Kenzie Grant has your latest forecast for Friday's festivities.
That's right, we are expecting some troubling weather for our Christmas celebration tomorrow, but more on that soon in our 5-day forecast. For now, let's look at our current conditions. It was a cloudy day today in Rockbridge with temperatures in the high 50s and low 60s. We experienced 97% humidity early this morning, much higher than what we're used to for this time of year. In addition, we also felt some warmer temperatures, and our high of 68 was only about 8 degrees cooler than the record set back in 2001. Most of our neighbors in Western Virginia are experiencing similar conditions to those here in Rockbridge, with temperatures in the high 50s and low 60s. Everyone from Charlottesville to Blacksburg experienced cloudy skies this afternoon and some light fog. Moving into tonight, we expect the cloudy conditions to remain, and we may have some rain headed our way. Looking at our radar earlier today, just about nothing came our way, but moving into tonight, we do expect that 30% chance of rain. Let's look at our 5-day forecast to see if those showers will be sticking around for tomorrow's celebrations. Now, for the Christmas parade tomorrow, unfortunately, we are expecting some rain. The showers might hold off until after the parade is over, but I do advise bringing the umbrella just in case. Moving into the weekend, we expect temperatures to drop as Friday's rain brings in some chilly December conditions. Saturday and Sunday, we expect freezing rain and possible sleet in Rockbridge area. Moving into Monday and Tuesday, we're expecting some light snowfall as well, and temperatures will not get much warmer than the low 40s, so be sure to bring a coat wherever you go. Now, thankfully, on Wednesday, we are expecting a beautiful sunny day, which will be a great end to the rain, sleet, and snow that Rockbridge is experiencing in the coming days. Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Kenzie. Let's hope that rain holds off until after tomorrow afternoon's festivities. Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, we'll take a look at safety tips for people leaving for the holiday season, as well as the 65th anniversary of the Rockbridge Christmas Basket program, and future shopping dates for people who skipped out on Black Friday crowds.
So what you want to do is, have you already enrolled? You're doing fine.
What does that just do?
Select the drop-down menu again. Continue to sign. You're already enrolled. Example here, so don't panic. You're ready to make your payments. Submit. There it is.
Oh my God! I really can't believe it.
That's awesome. Good for you.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
The holiday season is here and people have already started their preparations and shopping in the country.
Shoppers who didn't finish their shopping on Black Friday or even Cyber Monday still have other opportunities ahead to find some deals in stores and online. Karen Kaifa checks the calendar in CNN's Consumer Watch.
The holiday shopping season got off to a sluggish start. The National Retail Federation found shoppers spent an average of about $407 over Thanksgiving weekend, 4% less than they did in the same period last year, and the first decline since 2009. 141 million Americans shopped in-store or online during the four-day weekend. 131 million were expected to shop online for Cyber Monday. But for others still working on their lists, big days remain between now and December 25th. The second Monday in December is known as Green Monday, green as in cash, and it's a huge day for online retail. It doesn't get the same buzz as Cyber Monday, but in previous years, the deals have been just as good. Online shoppers can also take advantage of Free Shipping Day on December 18th. Hundreds of e-tailers will participate with delivery guaranteed by Christmas. And procrastinators, there's a day just for you. This year, it falls on December 21st. The Saturday before Christmas has come to be known as Super Saturday for the big bucks retailers rake in from last-minute gift buying. It also marks one of the last big days for stores to clear holiday inventory, meaning discounts may come to those who wait. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kaifa.
In Lexington, Blue Lab Brewing Company has a plan for a Christmas beer using local ingredients. They think craft brews are the future of beer. Hunley Babcock has the story.
The Blue Lab Brewing Company produces unique craft beers using all sorts of products, from green chilies to apple butter. Blue Lab co-owner Bill Hamilton says his business and other craft breweries in Virginia are taking off.
It satisfies the scientist in me, so I get to, make sure my numbers are right and think about what may have gone wrong or what is, what's going right. So it's always fun to just use that side of my life to make something that's more of an art, a craft.
And right now, Hamilton is brewing a Christmas ale. The recipe calls for cinnamon clove apple butter, made in Lexington by Effinger Fire Department. Hamilton says big beer makers like Anheuser-Busch and Miller are buying micro-breweries and expanding their operations. Hamilton says customers prefer craft beer over pasteurized bottled beer that sits on a shelf.
The reason is people are starting to appreciate taste, I think. And we provide fresh, local taste. And I think that's a little niche. It's doing what wine did in the 80s. People are starting to appreciate more than two colors of wine, white and red.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Henley Babcock.
It's the 65th anniversary of the Rockbridge Christmas Basket program. More than 1,000 needy Rockbridge area families will get food and presents for their kids this year. The program started as the Santa Train in 1949, serving about 150 needy families. A year of organizing and fundraising will culminate in a packing and delivery day on December 21st. Co-chair Audrey Hawkins says the program touches all members of the community.
This is the first time I've ever been associated with anything where everybody has their little piece and they do it, and it comes together in this huge undertaking on packing day.
Although some people use the holiday season to lend a hand to others, some people see it as an opportunity for crime. Sarah Karashiv talked to a local police to find out how you can stay safe over the holidays.
Police say they have a miracle cure for students who suffer holiday thefts:
common sense.
If you can take things home with you, take them with you.
Students acknowledge that they're not always as careful as they should be.
I know crime goes up because people see it as an advantage because they know people aren't going to be here. But truthfully, there's nothing valuable in my main apartment.
Even if you don't think your items are worth much, police say you should still lock up before leaving for the holidays. Some students have learned that the hard way.
2 years ago, over Christmas break, two of my friends got home. They were living off campus and found that their house had been broken into. The person stole really weird things. I don't remember exactly what.
Riley offers a few tips to help keep yourself from becoming a victim.
Always secure your doors, always secure your windows, things like that.
My apartment has the outside door, which automatically locks on its own, so it's pretty taken care of.
I pretty much lock my bedroom door if I'm leaving the apartment, whether I'm just going to class or if I'm on break.
And Riley says, tell others you are going away.
Make sure you contact the police department, let them know the dates and times you're going to leave, and we'll do safety checks.
Riley also suggests telling your neighbors if you are leaving town for the holidays.
Nothing like a good nosy neighbor. They're great. They'll keep an eye on things.
Riley also suggests asking neighbors or friends to pick up your mail and using light timers to switch your house lights on and off. In the end, Riley says, it all comes down to not thinking you're invincible.
Lexington is pretty safe. Still, you don't want to make yourself an easy target.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Sarah Korashiff.
Local police also say everyone should also be on the watch for scams over the phone and internet during the holiday season. They also caution holiday shoppers to be careful with their wallets and purses. Next on the Rockbridge Report, we'll look at the recovering economy in the county and how our local sports teams are doing.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry. I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
The local housing market is slowly recovering. New home sales jumped 25% in October, the biggest monthly increase in 3 decades. But existing home sales fell 3.2% from September. Home sales above $350,000 are on the rise, but local realtors say college professors and retirees are the typical buyers of those homes. Local small businesses are also expanding around the area. Ronnie Martin Jr.'s oil exchange in Lube has grown quickly over recent months. Reporter Happy Carlock has the story.
Ronnie Martin has come a long way from helping his dad fix cars in their driveway as a teenager. Martin now runs Oil Exchange and Lube in Lexington.
You know, if there's something broke and fixing it, you know, it just makes you feel good. More makes me feel good. Just like getting my hands dirty, as you can see.
Martin says the business has been growing since he opened it last year.
When we first started, we were just doing oil changes, and now we're doing, you know, some small mechanic work, tires, you know, go get inspections next year, but, you know, for right now, you know, baby steps.
Rotating tires is a big part of his business.
Took us almost a year to get the tire stuff, but we're finally doing that now. That's been a big hit.
First, Martin unscrews the lug nuts and removes the tires from the car.
We brought it in, looked at them, and they were, the front ones are wearing kind of funny, so we took them off.
Next, Martin places each tire on a machine to balance it.
This is a computerized balancer. Just like when you get up to high speeds, they won't start shaking on you like it's doing you now.
Once each tire is balanced, Martin screws them back onto the car.
Took the front ones and rotated them to the back, took the back ones to the front. But we balanced them all too.
To complete the rotation, he refills the tires with air lost during the balancing process. Martin's father is retired, but he shows up every day to help his son.
I always worked at Woody Chevrolet. I've done body work, and I've done work at home, and he just picked up to help me at home. So he just done it. It's kind of hung on him.
Martin says the biggest challenge is advertising the business.
We've used the radio, the paper, but word of mouth has been the biggest advertisement tool we've used. And Facebook. Facebook's really good too. Every Tuesday is Senior Citizen Ladies Discount Day. You know, I put discount days up.
Martin relies on loyal customers and says he's always getting new customers.
It's crazy. You don't get a break, you know. But I'm thankful for it. You know, thankful for the business.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Happy Carlock.
After Perry McClure lost in the playoffs 2 weeks ago, football season is over across the country. Bella Sparhawk will tell you which other sports we have to look forward to.
Thanks, Laura Lindsay. Although the local teams are finished, the NFL is still playing football. Unfortunately, last weekend, the Washington Redskins were mathematically eliminated from playoff contention after high hopes coming into the season. They lost 24-17 Sunday night to NFC East rivals the New York Giants. Quarterback Robert Griffin III never returned to his form after a devastating knee injury in last year's playoffs. On the basketball court, the VMI Keydets took a tough 70-87 loss to the Elon Phoenix Tuesday night, despite all 5 Keydets starters scoring at least 11 points. The playoff Elon's bench sealed the game for the Phoenix. Washington Lee's men's team lost on the road against Randolph-Macon. The Generals hit just 2 of their 16 three-point attempts on the way to a 66-56 loss to the Yellow Jackets. Southern Virginia also lost this week, falling 54-80 to Christopher Newport University. Not a good week on the court for local college basketball. In high school ball, at least one local team this year had to win as Perry McClure took on their cross-county rival, the Rockbridge County Wildcats. A last-minute putback by Perry McClure's Tanner Fix gave the Blues a 42-41 victory in Buena Vista last night. The game was both teams' season opener. That's all in sports.
Thanks, Bella. Rockbridge versus Perry McClure is always a hard-fought game in any sport. Congratulations to the Fighting Blues on the big season opening victory.
Thank you for tuning in to the Rockbridge Report this afternoon. Stay tuned as our own Corey Smith sits down with Mayor Mimi Alra to discuss the downtown enhancement plan.
And later, Margaret Volsky talks with Waddell Elementary's Janice Bergers about working at the 100-year-old school. Stay with us.